Well, we can go on and start.
Okay.
And I'll show you what, share my screen. Just share my screen and I will pull up this, because this is kind of on the conceptual side. The relationship between NPV and cost of capital. Well, it's inverse. NPV is a present value. So if the discount rate gets higher, it gets lower. Relationship between internal rate of return and cost of capital. There isn't any. If you think about it, there isn't any. You compare it to it, but the cost of capital doesn't affect the internal rate of return. MIRR and cost of capital, that's different. It varies. Relevant cash flows, sunk cost, no. Anytime it says last year or anything like that, we've already expensed it, we've already paid for it, whatever, it doesn't. Oh, that's one of my graduate students emailing me. It's not relevant. Financing cost, no, because you don't charge a project based on whether it's financed. Remember, there was one of the end of chapter problems. You assume every project is financed by the same mix of debt and equity as the firm. Because think about the cost of equity and the cost of debt. In the year that you were using debt, a lot of projects would look good because the cost of money would be low. If it was an equity year, they'd be high. They wouldn't look good.
Yeah. So
no, you don't do it. Opportunity cost, yes. Opportunity cost typically is couched in terms of like, we own this building and we can either sell it or lease it or use it for this project. Mm-hmm. So it's not free. It's a plus to the project, but qualitatively, I guess you'd say, because you own it, but it's not free. Net working capital, yes. Net salvage value, yes. And externalities. Externalities typically are cannibalism. They typically, think about it. You come out with Big Bertha comes out with a Bigger Bertha golf club, and that cannibalizes from Big Bertha. But if you think about Apple and the iPhone, when they come out with an iPhone 12, iPhone 11s immediately get a little cheaper.
Yeah.
A lot of people go buy 11 because now they can afford the 11 that they couldn't before. So It can be positive or negative. Oh, we got somebody else. Good.
Sweet.
IRR and NPV reinvestment assumptions. The internal rate of return reinvests cash flows at the internal rate of return. So that biases it. If the internal rate of return, which is literally internal, if it's greater than the cost of money, then it biases the NPV up. If it's less, it biases it down. So it hurts it either way. NPV assumes reinvestment at the cost of money, which is a market rate. So that's more realistic. Okay, went too far. What causes multiple internal rate of return results? Non-normal cash flows, more than one sign change. What are the weaknesses of payback? Doesn't consider time value of money. It is biased towards short-term projects because it ignores cash flows after the payback. So projects that the cash flows grow over time don't look as good. Weaknesses of internal rate of return, the reinvestment assumption and the potential for multiple results. And I don't actually think there's anything on the test about real options, but it's in the chapter, so I'll talk about it. Real options, they can add to the value. If you have the option, okay, let me back off and say this. NPV, by its very definition, is what I guess you'd call it static. If the project has a positive NPV, the assumption is you are going to start it and run it exactly like you laid it out. Well, that's not real life. If it isn't going well, you need to abandon it. It might be that you'd be better off to wait a year until you had better information. It might be that it's doing so good that you should expand. The output flexibility thing. I think it's a BW plan. It's in South Carolina. And when they built it, it cost them more money to do it. They built the plant so that they could easily switch the production line from SUVs to sedans as they need it. That kind of flexibility, it's hard to build it in numerically, quantitatively. And actually, if you take 431, the cases class, we are able to quantify some of that now, but it's a bit more involved. Mutually exclusive and independent. Here's the deal on those. They're exactly what they define, just like they look. If it's mutually exclusive, I can do A or B, but not both. One of them excludes the other one. If they're independent, I can take either one, both, or neither one. Now, here's why that's important. If they're independent, all I have to know is, does it have a positive NPV? Should I do it? If they're mutually exclusive, I have to be able to rank them. I have to be able to say, this is the best one, this is the second best one. And you can't rank on internal rate of return, because a return of 20% on a project that's $100,000 is not near as good as a return of 10% on a $10 million project. So you have to rank on NPV, on dollars. And if they're mutually exclusive, you need to be able to rank. That make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Who came? I got to go see my little pictures here. Who came? Tell me everybody. Hello there.
Hello.
Okay. This is working on weighted average cost of capital and cost of common equity, cost of preferred, cost of debt, and finally putting it together into cost of capital. How do you all feel about this?
I feel good about that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be glad to go over it, but since there's just three of us, I don't want to take up more time if you feel good about it. The solution to these are right here. I mean, it's right on the next tab. And this is posted under exam 4 exhibits.
I mean, but yeah, it would be fine if you went over it just to
Okay.
study a little bit more.
I can do it. Cost of equity. I'm going to use that security market line, which is this right here. I'm given the market risk premium, the risk-free rate, and beta. So this is going to be, oh, here I am without my keypad again. You know this is painful. I want to keep. I have a keypad, you know, an external keypad. It's in my office at DeSoto.
Oh.
I'm not driving down there to get it. I'm gonna tell you. I know where it is. I might go on Amazon and buy one. Okay, I'm just using this lower equation because remember, pay attention to whether it gives you the market risk premium or the return on the market. Market risk premium, so it's that one. Okay, discounted cash flow is going to be this one right here. So it is going to be, see if I can do this. I guess I better use some parens here for this. D1, yes, times 1 plus, you'll just have to suffer with me here while I do this. Divide.
It's good. It's good. Don't worry.
Divided by P0 plus the growth rate. 1556. Yep, I got it right. Yes. Yes. I don't know why that's got more decimal points. I'll make them go white. Whoop, wrong one. Excuse me while
Yes.
I'm on a Zoom call. It was a friend. I mean, what can I say? Best to just tell them the truth. I'm on a Zoom call.
Yeah.
Okay. New equity, it's going to be this one right here, which is pretty much the same as that, except you have to take the flotation into account. So it's going to be D0 times 1 plus, I want my keypad. Divided by, where's divided? There it is, divided by P0 times 1 minus the flotation cost. How many things have I got there? Yeah. Okay. Gotta make sure I got the parens right. Plus the growth rate. Yeah, I found a typo. Do it anyway. See what I get. Well, that's the right answer. So it must have fixed it for me. I'm gonna tell you, my MBA class has Excel assignments as part of their lessons, and I spend more time searching for where they've got the parens wrong. I mean, because it's real easy to do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Preferred
It'll
stock.
mess it up.
Yeah, and it can just mess it all up. Okay, this is easy. That one I can do this one divided by that. That's easy. Okay, cost of debt. Coupons per year, 2. So N is going to be 20 times 2. The coupon rate, so the payment is going to be the coupon rate times the face value divided by 2. Price, this one needs to be negative in your calculator. And the face value is that. And what you're going to solve for here with, well, I guess I really ought to put the calculator up to do it because you're going to be using your calculator, not. Why can I not move the little sucker? Well, whatever. 40 in 45 payment, 900 negative present value, 1,000 future value, and I am going to compute IY. Yes, I got it. In Excel, I would use the rate function. I'm going to just type it in. But it's semi-annual, so you have to multiply it times 2.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now I've filled everything in down here. And there's you, because you're going to have all the formulas. So this is going to be the percent of debt times the cost of debt, get back up there, times 1 minus, this is leftover high tax rate, plus the percent of preferred times the cost of, right there, cost of preferred, plus the percent of equity times, I hope I get this all right, the cost of equity. I have no idea. That does not look right, actually. And I don't know why it's white either. I mean, who knows?
That's something else.
Yeah, who knows? Well, I hadn't used this since last year, so I think I'll just erase that out and just start that one over. Okay, it's going to be the percent of debt times the cost of debt times 1 minus the tax rate plus the percent of preferred times the cost of preferred plus the percent of equity times the cost of equity. Why am I getting that? Yes, that's the right answer. I know what the right answer is. I have it right.
You're just
Yeah. And as I said, the solution is right here for the whole thing.
okay.
Okay. That's chapter 10. Okay. Here's chapter 11. NPV, IRR. We'll do MIRR on the next tab. Payback and discounted payback. So let me get my little calculator back. I want to move him over here. Okay. We're going to do cash flow worksheet. Cash flow 0 is 6,000 and it's negative. Cash flow 1 is 1,200. Enter, and it happens once. Cash flow 2 is 2,500. It occurs once. 3,500. It occurs once. 1,000. Once, and 750. NPV, discount rate is 10. Let me make sure I got the answer right. Yep, I did. I managed, I succeeded in getting the right answer. Okay, that's NPV. To get IRR, all you have to do is type IRR and compute. And there it is. That's it.
That's easy right there.
That's easy. Nobody better miss any of this. Okay. I want to move this little guy. I don't want to move that. I want to move this. Well, maybe I have to move this in order to move that. There we go. Okay. Okay, let's look at payback because I've got these two now in the calculator. NIRR is going to be on this next tab over here. We'll do payback and discounted payback. Okay, to accumulate the cash flows, you just start with the first one and then add each one to it.
Okay.
And just do that all the way down. I'm looking for right there where the sign changes. So
Yeah.
payback is going to be the last negative year, two. I'm going to do it in here, plus the absolute value of that. Whoops. Shouldn't do
Of the
that.
negative number.
Yeah, clear that out. I really do need a keypad, I'm telling you. I shouldn't be allowed loose like this. Absolute
It's a
value
mess.
of that divided by that. I think that's right. Yes. Yeah. Here's the logic. At the end of year two, I'm still short $2,300. But by the beginning year three, I'll get $3,500. So how far into that do I have to go? 2,300 divided by 3,500.
Absolute that. Okay.
That's the logic. Okay. Now, for
Where it
discount.
changes from negative to positive.
Yeah, just change it from negative to positive. Because otherwise it'll subtract it. It'll be negative. Okay, for discounted, I have to discount each one first. And I'm going to do it on here manually. 1 plus, I think I am. F4, thank you. Raised to the period. You can do it in your calculator. Easy enough. Well, the first one kind of be too freaking easy because it doesn't discount. There you go. Discounted cash flows.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. There we go. You could do number 3, where N is 3, IY is 10, payment is 0, future value is 3,500, and compute present value. That's where the 2629 came from. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing I did over here, except I'm going to accumulate these discounted ones. And same logic. I'm looking right there for where the sign changes. So I'm going to do exactly the same thing. This time it's going to be year 3 plus the absolute value of that divided by the discounted one, not the previous one, 331. So far, so good?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Let me look, see if I'm going to do this one. Look at it, this chapter 11. There's the solution right there. I don't know if I want to do it quite this way. Let me think about this for 2 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm thinking I want to skip over to this other one where we actually do solve it right here. Yeah, that's the same set of cash flow stream, same cash flow stream. Because this is solving for MIRR, and I want to show you how to do it in your calculator. That's the point of this.
Okay.
And this is out there. It's the one that says it's annotated. Well, I went too far, didn't I? There. Maybe I need a bigger screen. Auto hide the ribbon. Okay. Let me be a little bit bigger. Maybe. There we go. Okay. Well, this is a different one because NPV is different. Okay. I'm going to get my calculator and we're going to do NPV. This is a normal cash flow stream. Okay. So CF, 6,000. CF1 is 1,500. This wasn't exactly the same. This one's 25, 35, 1,000. It's close. Okay. NPV is 10 and compute. Okay. There's my NPV. That's what I got in the calculator. If I want the present value of the inflows, there's only one outflow here. There's only one there. So I can get the present value of the inflows by just adding the $6,000 back. Whoop. I think I just screwed that up. There it is. Okay, there. Plus 6,000. Okay, there's the present value of the inflows. Now think about what you need for MIRR. Present value of all the inflows in order to get the future value of them. So I'm right there. I've got the present value of the inflows. I think I can't do, I'm going to show these because I want to make it smaller. I'm used to being on my big computer, and this is not what I want. Sorry for all the confusion here. I'm on a Surface Pro, which kind of makes me nuts. I want the calculator on the screen is what I want. Okay. That's the present value of the inflows. Inflows only. I got rid of the outflow. I want to put that in, let me make it negative, put it in present value. It's N is 5, IY is 10, payment is 0, and compute future value. Okay, remember, I need the future value of all inflows, the present value of all outflows for MIRR. Okay, there's my future value. There's only one outflow, so I'm going to put that in present value. Payment is 0, N is 5, compute IY. There's your MIRR. Did you follow that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Good. Let me go back to the other one. I have no idea. There we go. That's not the one I want. I want this one. This kind of shows you that. I mean, that's kind of what it's meant to do. You can, this one's already the present value and you future value each one, but I kind of like the other one better. There's the solution to it. MIRR for A. Yeah, I want to go do, there's the one we just did. Okay, I want to go do this one. And really, I want to go to MIRR pretty quickly because there's no difference. Just because there's a negative outflow in here, there's no difference for net present value, internal rate of return. You know, you can do that. It's MIRR where you get in trouble. So let's put them in the calculator and we will see how this works. This thing is in my way. Go back up there. Cash flow worksheet, second, clear work. Cash flow 0 is 18.5. It's negative. Enter it. Cash flow 1 is 7,500. Enter it. Cash flow 2 is 9,500. Cash flow 3 is a negative 4,000. Cash flow 4 is 8,000. And cash flow 5 is 3,000. And NPV, discount rate is 10. Compute. Let me find this one and be sure I'm doing it right. Okay, I've got, yep, 491.03. I can hit IRR and get it.
Get the answer.
Yep, 1123, 1124 actually. Yeah. And payback and discounted payback will work exactly the same. The only main difference would be, like with payback, let me do it here. It may get, you can watch the number there. See, it goes down, goes back up because you've had a negative, but it finally settles right there. So, you know, it works okay. Where you're going to get in trouble is the MIRR. And there's a solution to that. I want to go to the other one because I'm thinking this is a normal cash flow stream. This is a non-normal cash flow stream. This is not exactly the one we just did, but I'm going to do it here. If I can move this little guy. Because I'm going to show you what to do with your calculator. Move this over. I'd like for that to go away. My little calculator, because this is close enough we can do it. Okay, cash flow worksheet. Cash flow zero is 18,000. I guess I better clear it. Even though I know it's not. Cash flow zero is 18,000 and it's negative. And I enter that. Whoops, I screwed that up somehow. Okay, cash flow zero is 18,000. Enter and down. Cash flow one is 7,600. Enter and down. Cash flow two is 5,800. Enter and down. Cash flow three is a negative 4,700. Whoop, one too many. Negative, enter and down. Cash flow four is 4,900. Enter and down. And what, 6,500. Enter and down. NPV, 10, enter, down, compute. 245, you've got a negative. Okay, let me go find this one so I can be sure I'm doing the right one. There we go. Okay. Okay. If I can grab hold of this little guy and move him around. This thing seems to keep me from... My MBA students are panicking. Okay, I've got the MPV in the calculator. Let me stretch this out so you can see it. Here we go. I've got the MPV. To get the present values of the inflows only, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back in the cash flow worksheet and zero out all of the negatives. Just zero it out. Hit NPV, enter, down, and compute. There it is, 19,085. That's my present value. Now I need to future value that just like I did before. So I'm going to get out of this, make it negative, put it in present value, zero payment, 5N, 10 IY, compute future value. There it is. 30,739.96. Now, when we had normal cash flows, we only had one outflow, remember? So we were set to go with this in future value. This time we're not. So I need to save this. So the best thing I can do is store it in register one. So now I've got it. That's where I'm moving this thing somewhere else. There we go. What I need to do now to get the present value of the outflows, I need to discount the 4,700 back to time zero. Now, right here, over here on the right, I'm just doing it manually. I can put 4,700, just leave it positive there, zero payment. It's in year 3, 10%, compute present value, 3531.18. Okay, I want to add to that a negative 18,000. 21,531. That's your present value. I'm going to put that in present value. I'm going to recall one and put that in future value. Zero payment, 5N, compute IY, 737. Yes, there's one on the test that has got a negative outflow in it. But this is out there step by step to show you how to use your calculator to do it. If you just envision what you're trying to do, you want the future value of the inflows, the present value of the outflows. And you have to get present value that back to time zero and add it. Right? That's doing the other thing. That's doing payback and discounted payback. Questions about it?
No, I'm good.
Good. Because nobody likes this. And the good news is there's an Excel function for it. The bad news is you don't get to use it.
Yeah.
You will eventually get to use it, but you do not get to use it here. Okay, let me move this little guy back up here so I can figure out where we need to go. Okay, we've done MIRR. This is kind of showing you that one's got to go back. Everybody else goes forward. That's what this is trying to demonstrate. Okay, chapter 12. Now what? Solution, what's on that? No, I don't know what that. Oh, net salvage value. Okay. Okay, this, we've already got the net present value for this cash flow stream. This is sensitivity ratio. If the net present value changes to that, what's the sense when units sold increases by 5%? Okay, the change in the variable. Let me find that thing and make sure I got them right. I don't trust anything. Okay. Okay, the variable changes by 5%. Remember, percent change is equal to the new value minus the old value divided by the old value. Okay, if units go up 5%, then NPV goes up 15%. So your sensitivity ratio is 3. It's just that divided by that. Now, if you think about it, it makes sense. If they sell more stuff, they're going to make more money. Right? Okay, let me hide this. Okay, well, I didn't hide one more line. Okay. If the NPV goes down when variable cost increases 10%, again, what would you expect to happen? If cost goes up, NPV goes down. Percent change is still the same. New minus old divided by old. So now you're going to have a negative sensitivity ratio. Negative 1.2, which tells you they move inversely, which makes sense. Cost goes up, profit goes down.
Okay.
If you think about it logically, you'll know how the sign should be. Okay, fixed cost decreases by 12%, so it's minus 12%. Okay, this is just like they were. New minus old divided by old. Okay. Up. There. Fixed cost went down, NPV went up. That makes sense, right? Okay. Yeah. And we'll do the last one. Units decreases by 12%. Like I say, you should know what the sign should be. Just thinking about what it's telling you.
That's a given.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm. 2.5. Yep. Good. I got them right. Okay. Then I got a couple of other sample problems over here on net salvage value. Okay. Colson Communications. This is year one cash flow. Colson Communications is trying to estimate the first year cash flow for a proposed project. The assets required were fully depreciated at the time of purchase. That's the new tax law. Financial staffs calculated the information. Sales, 15 million, operating costs, 13.5, and more of my graduate students. Interest expense, 1 million. 25% tax rate, cost of money is 11%. What's their year one cash flow? Okay, here's the key to it. Sales, operating cost, interest, it's not cash flow. Remember, it's not going to be in there. Sales, come on, interest. Okay, this is going to be EBIT right here. $1.5. Got to do the tax. I have no idea what that was. Is equal to that times their tax rate, 0.25. So it's going to be minus that. That's it. The point is, you don't care what their cost of capital is, and you don't care about the interest expense. You don't care about it. Cash flow for year one. Okay, this one is on net salvage. If I can make it a little bit bigger. I can hit that little thing. Here we go. Okay, this is a homework problem, I think. Karstead Air Services, now the final year of the project. Equipment originally cost $29 million, of which it's been 100% depreciated. They can sell it for $8 million. Their tax rate's 25%. What's the after-tax salvage value? Okay, here's what you got. The selling price is $8 million. Book value is 0. And the tax rate is 25%. Whoop. Well, I shouldn't be allowed without my little goodie. Book value. If it's fully depreciated, book value is 0. Fill those in. So you've got the selling price minus the selling price minus, I'm going to put in a 0, so it won't do that. Won't pay attention to that. Nope, that didn't work. That should not have worked. 30 minus 30 times C3. Oh, I can see what I did. See,
31.
That one.
Yeah.
There we go. See, I need a keypad. I've got to go find myself a keypad here or something, do something. Anyway, I didn't hit everything in here because there's a couple of examples of everything. But if y'all feel pretty good about it, that kind of covered all the types of problems that are on the test. Like I said, this on the problem side, it's pretty straightforward. NPV, IRR, MIRR, payback, discounted payback, net salvage value. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Weighted average cost of capital and each of the components of the weighted average cost of capital. So this was pretty straightforward. Questions about anything? Let me go back to stop sharing. I can stop sharing. Okay.
No, not for my part. I think I'm good.
Good. Stephanie, how about you? Nothing? Okay, I will post this out there. If you have any questions, you can email me. I mean,
All right.
I'm here.
All right.
And this
Thank
is
you so
all
much.
posted. Oh, certainly. This is all
I'm
posted.
good. I'm sorry. My internet's going bad.
Oh, bless your heart. I understand. I do. Any questions, anytime, just email me. The
Okay,
test
thank
is
you.
Monday. Good luck. Do good.
I will. I will try.
Okay.
Thank
Definitely.
you.
Thank
Ace
you.
it. I forgot to tell you 2 things. AOL final review, please do it. You can
Okay.
get 100 points, but if you don't do it, I'll take off 100 because it's that important. Final exam. Final exam is optional. If you're happy,
Okay.
and you don't have to tell me whether you're going to do it or not, just whether you do it, I'll see it there. You can use the grade calculator to determine, is it in your best interest to do it? I guess let me put it that way. It can't hurt your grade because if it's your lowest grade, then it gets dropped.
Oh, okay.
So-
Yeah, I was about to.
Yeah, it's
I
kind
was
of a
about to ask
question.
that question.
Yeah, it's the best 4 grades, best 4 test grades. So if you take the final, you have 5 test grades, it's going to be the best 4.
Okay.
The thing to consider, I guess, is, and this is what I always tell students in the class,
Okay.
I'm not telling you don't take the final, but you need to do the grade calculator and figure out, suppose your average is, I don't know. So suppose your test grades are 82, 84, 83. It's going to take a pretty strong grade to move you to an A.
Yeah.
If your grades are 82, 81, 65, see, then replacing that could bring your grade up. So it could be that it improves your average, but doesn't move the letter. See? So I want you to consider, is this in my best interest to spend time on this or on another class? I guess, let me put it that way. Yeah. But it can't hurt your grade. It cannot hurt your grade to do it. You don't have to, this is not like live where I have to know how many copies to have. It's out there. If you decide to do it, have at it. I'll see the grade. That's it.
All right.
Yeah, I did it last night. I tried to figure it out.
Yeah. And what do you need on the final to do that? So
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the grade calculator is there for. It eliminates those questions of what do I need on exam
Yeah.
4 to make a yeah, well, it's a grade calculator.
Yeah, great calculator.
Right there. And it's a weighted average, so you should know how to do it anyway. But I'm posting a color coded grade calculator to do it. Yeah, I mean, absolutely, it cannot hurt you to do it. That you know, and the final exam questions come from the other test. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so will the other test be open for us to review the questions
You can go in there in Blackboard.
in Blackboard? Oh, okay.
If you go to your grade and click on the little arrow beside it, I think it says view attempt.
Oh, it's like when we did the corrections.
Yeah, you can always see your test. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank
I
you
know
so
I
much.
can, so I think you can too. I think you can.
Hopefully, I'll let you know if I can't.
Let me know and I'll try to figure it out. Sometimes I don't know because when you're signed in as the instructor, sometimes they let you do stuff.
Yeah,
and
it's
you
different.
don't
for
know
us.
that not everybody can do it. I think you can because you did it for the recovery thing. So I think you can.
Yes. All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank
You guys
you.
do good. Any questions? I'm here.
All
All right.
right. Thank you.